Hey church, pastor's note time. So I know it's been a difficult season. There are several families in the church who are struggling with jobs, reduced income. There are certain sections of the economy, particularly after the president's announcement, that are taking major strain, particularly those in the alcohol and entertainment and restaurant business. Those industries have just really had a lot of pressure put on them. And it's easy, I think, to get quite cynical. In fact, I think it's one of the things we as South Africans are very good at doing. We listen to the announcements the president makes, we moan, we complain, we say we wouldn't have done those things. And so in our staff devotions on Monday morning, one of the passages of scripture we were reading was this out of Romans, where God says that God works all things for good for those who love him and are called according to his purposes. God works all things for good. It doesn't say that all things are good. And there are going to be a lot of things in the season that are not going to be easy. They're not going to sit comfortably with us. They're going to stretch us and press us. They are going to make us quick to be despondent, to give up hope. And I guess part of what we need to do is to look beyond what can simply be seen at face value and to look through those things and to ask ourselves what good is God trying to do in this time? In what ways is God trying to shift my thinking about who he is and about who I am? In what ways is God trying to shift my thinking about what's valuable and what's not? God will work these things for good, as difficult as they may be, as uncomfortable as they may be, as painful as your situation may be. I am fully convinced that God will ultimately, in the end, work all things for good, and I would encourage you to just hold fast unto that hope. And so one of the frustrations and difficulties that we're going to have to deal with is we will be having no live services, at least for the foreseeable future. Uncertain about when the legislation will change around that. It all depends on what the COVID figures look like. I really want to encourage all of you to keep sanitizing and to wear masks. Let's try and do our part in preventing this further spread of this disease. In time, I guess probably most of us will get it unless we get the vaccine before then. But the pressure we can keep off the hospitals is really what our aim is in this season. I would encourage you to do that. And then keep developing your faith as a family. I know that we can't meet. I know that for some of you, that's the online services are not entirely helpful. I don't particularly like looking at a screen. I certainly am tired of looking at a camera. But I would encourage you as an act of discipline to keep up that. Think about it a little bit like the lockdown the first time. We couldn't get out to exercise, so a lot of us were doing various things in our homes. This is the season that we as a church are going to have to look at nurturing our own faith and not simply coming to church and allowing our faith to be nurtured by others. And so I really want to ask you to take responsibility for your own development of your faith in this season. I'm trusting that, again, difficult thing, and God will work it for good in the end. That is the promise of Scripture. And so we will keep you up to date. As soon as there are further announcements from the governments, we will begin some plan towards live services again. God bless you all. May you know his peace in this difficult time.